But yeah, my name is Maarten Munster, very Dutch name. And I built RVV-ontheffing, which allowed me to get a revenue of 10K per month. So the SaaS dream. Yeah, I think a lot of people will wonder how that happened. But first of all, who of you speak Dutch in the room? Most don't speak any Dutch, okay. So you probably never heard of RVV-ontheffing, what it even means. So an ontheffing is a exemption, and an RVV is the Dutch wording is Reglement voor verkeerstekens en regels. And in English, that is the rules and regulations for traffic signs and rules. So it's part of the Road Traffic Act here in the Netherlands. So basically it's an exemption for all the roads, rules and signs or whatever. So this is what the abbreviation stands for. And actually the domain name .nl is still available. So it's perfect because this is what people look for, well, at least my clients do. But to explain it a bit better, I asked my video marketing team, no I don't have any, I asked Sora to create a little video. So it's in English, so that might help it explain a bit more, so hopefully the audio works. There you go.
Across the Netherlands, technicians work every day on our vital infrastructure. But often, there's no legal place to park where the work needs to be done. With a national road exemption, your vehicles may temporarily stop and go wherever the job requires. At rvvontheffing.nl, we manage the road exemptions for your technicians, so you can focus on the vital work that truly matters. Find out if your company qualifies at rvvontheffing.nl.
So, thanks. That wasn't me, that was just Sora. There was only one shot I took, and that was of the actual car, because I tried to insert a picture of this and try to generate it again, but it would mess it up all the time. So this is what I actually shot on my own car back home. But the rest, even including the voiceover, was all Sora. So it's pretty cool, and it helps me put it in English. So this is the product actually. And but before I get to next slides, please. Here you go. Let me tell you something about myself. So my name is Maarten Munster. I live in Loosdrecht, which is half an hour away from here, close to the lakes. Maybe you've seen it. And I've only been fully working for my own app since a couple of months, and so the last 10 years I've been employed right from college. I'm a non-technical person, as in I don't develop myself. I'm a bit of the same like Kieran. I really want to learn to code myself. I did some HTML, did some WordPress, but that's how far I got, and I never found the time to really do it. But I did work in my working life. I did work with a lot of developers and also with normal business people, and somehow those guys don't really understand each other, so I was always kind of the bridge person in between, like, okay, this is what the user wants, and this is how you actually put it into an application. So that's what I kind of learned, how to work with apps and developers, but like I said, I never got to coding before. I have 2 kids, 2 sons, and a wife, happily married, and yeah, I was working for the last 6 years in such environments where we were contracted by Vodafone Ziggo. Ziggo is one of the bigger network operators here in the Netherlands to provide internet around the country. And sometimes those cables in the ground break, get damaged somehow. You need to repair them. You need your van close by to make a glass fiber connection, or put a seal or something, or whatever you need to do to fix it. So we used to send those mechanics around, and those cables are everywhere basically, and there's not always a parking spot available, so they had to park, as you can see here, in the street, or they had to drive into a closed road, or over a bus track or whatever. Now officially you're not allowed to do that unless you have an exemption like this. So we had a company doing this for us, so I thought, oh, that's perfect, so my mechanics can just go there, they don't get any fines, perfect, but they were messing up all the time. So that was the problem I ran into about 3 years ago. Because you would say it's pretty simple, and I think it still is, but I would say, so this is my car, but they had their own version of that and they would send it to the mechanic, but they would not only send one, but even 3 of them at the same time to the mechanic's house. So, like, okay, this is weird. Why would you send 3? So, okay. But they would also sometimes put on the wrong license plate or the wrong phone number of the mechanic. So they were messing up all the time, basically. I was like, oh, come on, guys, I'm just paying you to do this job for me. Why can't you do this, fix it for me, basically? So I was really frustrated. I tried to talk to them, but they were really slow in responding. I asked them at a certain point, can you please give me a list of all the mechanics with all those cars? Can you show me who's listed and how your administration works? But I couldn't, so I was tracking basically my own Excel sheet, my own database in sheet to kind of check on them. And then it suddenly sparked, like, I'm so frustrated, I'm so annoyed by this. But a former colleague, a friend of mine, told me, you actually have to look for this emotion, like where you're really frustrated, where something really is so inefficient. That's where it sparked, basically. That's, this is it. I think this is where I can start my own business, because it's so easy, I would say. But they're messing up. There was basically no competitor at the time. So I think I could do it myself. So then when I got hired by that company I was working for, luckily the guy that hired me already knew that I was kind of open for entrepreneurship. I really wanted to start my own company, but never got there. So I went to him to his office and said, I think I found something. Can I do this for you? I said, yeah, sure. If you can do it better for the same price, be my guest. So that's how it started about 3.5 years ago, doing exemptions. So yeah, who would have thought that? So how do you do this? Well, before I got here, I'm a big fan of the Lean Startup. Probably heard about it, and the 4-hour work week, which I'm trying to get there too. But it's a way of thinking. I've been in manufacturing as well before. Is really breaking it down. So what do I actually want? Like I said, I wasn't a coder, so I didn't start building anything from the start. So I really thought, okay, what does my customer actually want? What they in the end want was just this cart under the window, because that allowed them to park anywhere they want. What I did behind the curtains, I don't really care, as long as the right license plate number is on there. If they get only one in the mail and the right one, that's perfect for them. So that's the first assumption in the Jenga tower. If this one works, or it doesn't work, I can forget about the rest. So I have to get this right and start building from there. So that was also 3.5 years ago. So there were not even tools like Lovable or vibe coding, whatever. So maybe if they were around, maybe I would have jumped to that earlier. But my tech stack was basically this. It was forms. I'm also a really Excel nerd, so this was a jump to Google, the Google suite, but still forms, saving the data in the sheets, talking to my customers with Gmail and WhatsApp, and just calling them all the time. And just trying to learn the process. So what do you actually, what do you have to register? What has to go where? So I was really quick and handy, and still am with copy pasting data and making sure. And I knew one thing: I don't have to fuck this up, because I really have to be clear. So I checked everything 3 times before I would send something out that had all the right data in there. But this is how it worked, and I started building and building and building. And luckily, I was already working in this industry for a couple of years. So my first client was my employer, and but they're basically all subcontractors, basically. So I started talking to them, and they also wanted this server. So slowly I was starting to build, but it didn't scale at all. And then I thought about it when I was making this presentation last week. Like, I think this is from Paul Graham. It's very manual. It doesn't scale at all, but I was making my user happy, so I was quickly responding to them, in contrary to the other party, like trying to answer them on WhatsApp or email or phone, like in minutes or half an hour or not even longer. So really quick response, do everything myself, from billing to working with my the first customers who wouldn't pay actually for my monthly fee. So okay, how do you deal with this? I had to create my own website, create this card. I did this, well, this is actually a bit nicer now, but the first one was really literally a PowerPoint slide, but I just dragged and dropped some blocks and wording and whatever, and I copied this and whatever. Just did it all myself, just to figure it out. Didn't scale at all, but at least it learned me to get in the habits, and then it was really fun to do, but also really hard. I think there's another side to the coin as well. I mean, it all sounds great to run your own business, but I was also doing consultancy work during the day. Like I said, I have 2 kids and a wife, so this was also mainly done in the weekends and the evenings. Sometimes it's just hard. It's like especially one of the assignments I was on during the day, I had to be there for 10 hours. I had to drive my car for 3 hours in total per day to get there. So we were long days, and then you get home, and then I was slowly already turning to Bubble, trying to learn it, but it was new for me. So at 10 o'clock in the evening, trying to learn something new is pretty hard. But yeah, I thought I was like, oh, I have to push through because I think it will one day, there will be the day that I can actually quit my consultancy job and live off this. And that day came in June this year. So this is my growth, basically, in revenue. To be fair, I didn't use Stripe in the beginning, so that's why I jumped a bit higher here. But around June, I kind of said, okay, to my consultancy job, I was already scaling it down from 5 days a week to 3 days a week to 2 days a week. But June I could finally say goodbye. It's okay, now I can actually live off it and work on this full time, because there's enough revenue to have a proper normal income. That is the dream. This is what it's now. Like I said, I use Bubble, so all the thing I did in sheets and forms, it's basically all in here. In the end, an app is just forms and data and logic, and it's basically the same, it's just with less errors and a bit quicker. And also my users can use it now, so that's nice. It's more self-service instead of me doing everything behind the curtain. I use Stripe for my payments. But I did think at one point, like when I was on holiday and people were still calling and texting me, like, okay, maybe we should hire a customer agent, just a lady to answer the phone, and respond to my email. But now with the sudden rise of AI and customer agents, and I haven't found the right tool yet, but I think it will be close soon. I'll just put in an agent that will answer my emails and calls every day during night and day, and even when I'm on a holiday. So I'll get there, but on the other hand, I'm also like to talk to my customers because it also helps me to learn how to improve my product, and that part I will probably lose when I hand it over to AI for a little bit. So not yet, but yeah, my goal is at least to stay a one-man band and do this all by myself, and then live the dream. Mm-hmm. So this is the dream, I would say. I mean, this is not me; these are not my kids. But I did prompt it to ChatGPT this afternoon. So how does a SaaS founder dream? What does it look like? So I could be home for my kids, so I can bring them to school.
What's up the shoe?
Yeah, I work out. I have time to work out every day, so that's what I like. I try to be healthy. I try to eat healthy. I have time to prepare proper food. I can be there for my kids. I can bring them to school. I can be there when I'm home and they come back to school. So yeah, that's. I think there's this term lifestyle entrepreneurship. I don't have to work 80 hours in my own company. I just want to be there for my family, for myself as well, to have a much better balance in my life. Just to live life. This is what I need now. And also, my wife works with KLM, so she's gone parts of the month. So being at home for my kids is really what I really like and enjoy. So.
It's like part of the dream.
Yeah, that's at least my dream. Maybe yours is different, but I like it. So yeah, that's my story. This is how I got here. If you want to connect, please look my name up or scan. But I also wonder if you have any questions maybe about this.